the bands that really, really made it, to your point, liked each other as humans and liked making music. It's astonishing how much has happened in 37 years of friendship.
His name is Russ. He bought that mic, and now he's got a podcast show.
Let's talk from the very beginning about why I'm wearing this silly shirt.
It seems impossible that long.
It's fine.
It seems impossible. It's like 2 times as long as how old we were when we met.
Yeah. Yeah, we were 18 or 19.
Yeah.
And we are now old and gray. Brooks, Ferret, and I have been great friends, and Ryan can edit, so you can say just about anything. You just can't throw hand gestures.
Gang signs.
Brooks has many nicknames, and I'm so upset with myself. I have a set of your drumsticks on my shelves on display, and I forgot to bring them, where it says Brooks Ferret, the Anvil. Where'd that nickname come from?
They didn't say Brooks effing Ferret.
Oh, Brooks fucking Ferret that was what David and I came up with for you.
Yeah.
But the Anvil is one that you came up with later.
Yeah, that's just a silly one. It seemed like a good drummer nickname.
Right.
And I'm a big fan of Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Oh, okay.
He was Bret Hart's tag team partner.
Okay, on our next, and I debated, and I promise you I can take a picture when I get home. It's on my bed to wear my Viking. It's just a picture of a face of a Viking because of the Nordic thing. And you used to wear an anvil on a necklace during shows.
Yeah, I almost put it on. I had to take it off when I got an MRI.
Yeah.
And then I bought another one on eBay for $12.
MRI. You okay?
Yeah. My knee was all screwy, and they kind of did the whole full body, though.
Oh, okay.
They didn't want it moving around and being magnetic, although it's like cheap pewter.
Yeah.
So and it was on so tight on the string, we just cut it off.
Yep. Remember it. Brooksy in everyday life, because you're a sweet man and a loving man. And then Brooks fucking Ferret when we needed to do a rock and roll intro, which is also BFF. So that, that works well.
Best friends forever. It's all very cute.
Thing. Yeah. It's astonishing how much has happened in 37 years of friendship.
Yeah. Well, we were far apart for so many.
Well, we still are.
We owe it all to Facebook and Dave's 50th birthday and all that kind of stuff. It makes it a lot easier to stay in touch. Do you remember the first time you wrote me on MySpace and you wrote me from somebody else's account?
Probably Natalie, my ex-wife's account, because I didn't have an account.
Yeah.
So the story there, to my shame, is she was 11 years my junior, and she was always on the computer, and I was still like playing my guitar in the corner or reading a book. We didn't have smartphones. It was right before smartphones. But I'm like, we're off work, because to me a computer was an instrument of work, because we did CAD drawings and estimations and for construction all day. And she's on there at night. I was like, what are you doing? And she showed me, well, this is my friend so-and-so. I said, oh, this is bubblegum teenager bullshit. And she said, give me the names of 3 of your friends. So I gave her 3, and you popped right up. And I was like, move over. Let me see.
You must have spelled it right.
So I sent you a message from her account and said, I apologize. This is fucking cool. And she showed me how to set up my own MySpace account.
Yep.
So I could connect with all you idiots from the right time in the right place.
That's how I became reacquainted with my wife, which is a famous story about us. Famous.
Yeah. So you dated in college, right?
We didn't date. We just knew each other.
You just knew each other. Okay.
Yeah. And she lived across.
Knew each other in college, and you started dating at about what age?
6, so like 15 years after graduation, which seemed like a long time then.
Yeah. You married at 36 or started dating at 36?
Started dating at 36. Got married at 39, 2 weeks before my 40th birthday.
Gotcha.
There's a running gag that it's like a rom-com or something where it's like, he's got to get married before he turns 40 or he loses his inheritance. Grandma's going to cut me out of the will.
So did you lose your inheritance?
No, I got everything. I got everything I deserved.
So my introduction of Brooks Ferret, seriously is paralegal by day and drummer by night, and you've always to me been a serious drummer, meaning you took joy in the technicality and the of the time signatures and the dynamics, but then you play with joy as well. It's fun to
Yeah.
watch you play.
Well, to me, it's all about the friends. I got a really nice email from one of the college friends who included me in like a drummer to like an email to like 8 or 10 drummers, so many of which I like didn't know or just kind of knew of. And he was like,
Yeah.
oh, you know, my band's not going anywhere and I'm not sure if I should stay in it and all this kind of stuff, you know, and wanted everybody's opinion. And I said, it's all about the friends. If you have a good time,
Yeah.
you know, getting together with your friends over the weekend.
Well,
Because every time I leave a band, I just go to another band.
if we can go kind of big time with that, people like the Rolling Stones, I've read interviews with them and they're never like, let's play the music and then fuck you, I'm walking. I mean, it's not that they hang out at the pub every night, but they're friends. And
Yeah.
Rush is a great example.
Yeah,
I
those
mean,
they were
they were great.
famously great friends.
Yes, great friends. And I think Aerosmith, the bands that really made it, to your point, liked each other as humans and liked making music.
And people ask him, why are you still doing it at this age? And they're
Why
like, well,
not?
yeah,
Because it's fun and it's lucrative, and what are you gonna do? Get old?
yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about the band The Six.
Okay. This is the band that I'm currently in that I do the most stuff with, and I'm in it with my wife.
Yes.
And what happened was when COVID
What
hit,
happened was,
what had happened was I've been informed it's how it goes. At the beginning of COVID, you know, all this group of cats all knew each other already. And if you watch like on YouTube, you see these groups, they'll put a group together and they'll say, okay, we're going to learn this Chicago song or this Steely Dan song, and we're going to make it great and overdub it and make it sound as good as it possibly can.
Yeah.
So it kind of started off as a group like that. We started doing things virtually and started doing recording stuff and doing video. And then, you know, COVID passed its course and we were like, well, let's, you know, do some gigs. And we've kind of moved away from the super ambitious songs and, you know, we want to do songs that we can do live that people will enjoy and hopefully people will dance to. So it's that same conundrum and same question. Okay, well, you know, you kind of have, we did a Honky Tonk Women and it went over so well. It's hard not to do it, but we're like, I kind of want to play Reel It In the Years and I want to play, you know, we just added this Allman Brothers song that it just killed. And then we did, right after we did Traveling Wilburys. And I'm like, ugh.
So you're going from Steely Dan, which is extremely complicated, to the Wilburys, which is basically a 4-beat, 3-chord with beautiful harmonies, and I love it.
Right. So we have 3 guitar players in this group, a bass player, Trish on vocals and keyboards, and me on drums. And somehow I've gotten out of singing backup vocals because so many people sing so well in this group. Because that's always the thing that makes me nervous. It's like, give me the list of 40 songs to play on. I'm good with it. And they're like, okay, you know, you're going to sing the third before here and on this harmony, and then you're jumping down to there. I'm just like, I don't want to do all that.
Yeah,
I can't learn it fast enough. So, well, you know, also kind of along with that, my wife ended up joining because they called me and asked me, and I was looking at this going, I know all you guys, but I'm not seeing a lead singer. And sometimes it's the trouble, you know, you have, you know, 4 or 5 people who can all play very well and sing pretty well. And that lead singer is super important. So Trish joined to be a lead singer and play keyboards as necessary, and it ended up being she's playing a little more keyboards than she wants to. But luckily we have some very good singers, and we have a funny story about this group is we have a new bass player, he's been with us at least 2 years, new bass player, and he is our cousin by marriage in that Trish, our bass player's name is Lance, and Lance's wife are actual cousins from North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
And Lance and I, you know, married these cousins. We're very good friends. And I always say, I feel like we're 2 guys who married sisters and get along fine. And he's like, word. So,
and where's Lance from?
Lance is he's from around here, weirdly. And here's the, funny thing about these two cousins who married two guys. These two cousins randomly married two guys who were huge, huge, huge fans of the band Egypt. He's a big Egypt guy. So he's actually from around here. He went to Annandale High School, and we know all these people.
Did you say Egypt or Raging Lips?
Egypt, the band.
Egypt. So do you remember who introduced you to Egypt with all humility? I did. I did.
You did. We went. You called me.
I was like, Brooksy, you got to. They were playing at Mr. Chips or on the hill on our college campus. You were playing on the hill. Set up the band. I'm getting goosebumps right now because I said, just walk with me and we'll get a soda at Mr. Chips and walk up to the hill. And I need you to see this band because
they were fantastic.
They were reggae, funk, ska, and a little bit rock, but they're pretty reggae heavy.
Yeah. Well, they became heavier, but at the time they were like in the early 90s, kind of your Chili Peppers, Fishbone sort of up-tempo, fast. Yeah. They became heavier and changed. And as you might know, Andy, their bass player, played guitar at our wedding, which was like 100 yards from that hill.
Wild.
We got married there at James Madison.
I have to say it. We had some great college bands around us. And you and John and David and I, and we've already had John on, but we'll have David on. And then I want to do an episode with the four of us.
Okay.
And then we can do the reverse interview, however you want to do it. But you and David and I were just out to have fun. I mean, it was strictly about fun and at least being able to play well enough not to embarrass yourself.